Hello boys and girls, it's me Vince, also known as PleasantKenobi on the internet, and today I bring you a very special treat courtesy of the folks over at Wizards of the Coast, the generous, lovely folks over at Wizards of the Coast, which will get a chuckle from some of you angry people in the comment section. They have sent me some pre-release kits, so I'm going to do what I did last time, which was a pre-release. What I'm going to do is crack one of these today. I'm probably going to crack the one that's a bit damaged actually, because it got damaged in the post a little bit. We'll crack this one today, see what I get, see what you guys think I should build in terms of decks, and give this one to John the Baptist tomorrow to open and construct with. I will upload this today or tomorrow with the footage of the pack opening, as it were, the packs and what we got, and then the gameplay footage should go up on Friday. Ready for you guys to watch, enjoy, and see how the format turns out prior to your own pre-release. So, watch out! Let's do some bad unboxing. So, yeah! Cool tricks! Other unboxing videos don't have those, do they? Wah! Prepare to be unpacked. Oh, so as you can see, we've got the lovely PleasantKenobi playmat, courtesy of Abby over at Master of Magics, or should we say Mrs. Wedge now. Congratulations on your engagement to Mr. Wedge. I guess that's what I'll call him, Mr. Wedge. Mr. and Mrs. Wedge. Anyway, we have the Core Set 2019 Pre-Release Pack. If you just didn't know or didn't realise, core sets are back. Is that a positive thing? Is that a negative thing? That's neither here nor there, really. I mean, originally core sets were designed to have a lot of reprints in them, so it gave access to like older cards for people that couldn't get hold of the older sets originally. Originally, core sets were literally reprints only. It was only around M10 that they started putting new cards in. So this set has some ridiculously good reprints in it for those of us who are looking for our Crucible of Worlds and our Scape Shifts for other formats, for example, and lots of new toys, including some mythic multicoloured dragons and lots of new toys for Standard, Modern and Legacy, I think, as well. So I'm going to open these packs now and have a look at what we've got, and that will give us some cards to then build a deck from and play with John the Baptiste. If you're new to the channel or new to Magic in general and you're wondering whether you should go to a pre-release, maybe you're returning to Magic after a few years of not playing, I recommend it. I love pre-releases. They're nice, easy, laid back. Not easy. Yeah, I go to them and I wreck them because I'm such a pro player. No, they're just fun ways of playing Magic without all the stress and the hassle of like competitive like events and things. So they're a good entry level to getting to know the rules a bit better, meeting players that are better than you who can help teach you the rules and that sort of stuff. So we've got a Core Set 2019 sleevey thing. Sometimes they have art inside that you can unfold to have cool little postery things, but this time around they don't. Meh. Got Nicol Bolas being a purple magic wielding madman as he always is with his crazy purpley magic. I'll shut up now, no one cares about that imagery. So we've got a box. This one's slightly got crumpled by the British Mail Service. So inside this sort of deck boxy box thing, we've got 6 boosters for our pre-release. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 boosters. We have a sort of insert thing to divide your cards. This is pretty good pre-release to keep your main deck and the cards that you're not actually playing with your sideboard separate. So that's kind of quite useful actually on the day, at least I find. There should be a promo, which I don't want to look at just yet. I'm going to look at that in a moment. We've got a little insert that tells you how to play Magic. So again, if you're new, which is kind of Wizards' focus at the moment, is not retention necessarily, it's getting newer players in, which is fine, I get that, the game needs to grow. Pre-releases are one of their tools for that, so they give you a lot of tools to get better at the game. So for example, it help around like curves and how to construct decks and things like this. So these instructions here are actually really helpful. There are exceptions to a lot of these rules here, but on the whole, with 17 lands, this kind of curve, this number of creatures is a very good place to start. The 5 to 8 other spells is probably the place that most players get tripped up. You might play bad creatures that you probably shouldn't be playing, but I've seen players play just spells they should not be playing. A card that destroys target land, for example, from Dominaria, I saw some players playing at the pre-release. Basically, if you're not sure on how good a card is, or whether your deck's good, or what you're doing, just talk to people. It says here, when in doubt, ask for advice. That's the best bit of advice I can give, is just ask for the advice and talk to people, because Magic players are generally quite helpful. Contrary to how it might look on social media, Magic players are willing to sort of support and help one another, and especially newer players, because the more the game grows, the more we can enjoy it. I should have a dice in here somewhere. I do, I have a green one with the M19 logo. I've seen some people calling this like C19 online. Please don't do that. C19 sounds like Commando in my opinion, or so I prefer M19, M18 and stuff. I guess the weird thing is that this now gets confused with like M25, so in 6 years can they have a core set called M25? Probably not, because I've ordered a Master 25. Right, kids, ladies and gentlemen, what did I get? I got Demon of Catastrophes. Okay, so this is the 4 mana 6/6, which is an additional cost to cast that you sacrifice a creature, and it's a flying trampler for 4 mana. This card I think is generally quite good. If you're sacrificing a token, for example, to play this, it's minor downside of sacking like a small token to get a 6/6 flying trampler. I think this card is legit for limited. I mean, people play Desecration Demon in Standard when that was around. Mainly once Lingering Souls have rotated out, I believe, because Lingering Souls was such a pain for it. But yeah, that card required people to be able to sack stuff to keep it tapped down. So I guess this is in some ways comparable to that, apart from you're paying, where with Desecration Demon opponents can pay. Oh, the falling is actually really nice. I don't know if the camera's catching that. Right then, let's see what my pre-release pool is. So let's just put those to the side and go pack by pack. So I want you guys at home to actually decide and consider what you think I should actually play, and I'll read the comments over the course of today and tomorrow and decide what to play against John tomorrow night. So we have got a Take Vengeance, which is destroy target tapped creature. I think this is a very solid card in Limited. Rabid Bite, target creature you control deals damage equal to its power to target creature you don't control. I feel like this format's got a lot of removal in it. I don't know if that's just because the first 2 cards are open to removal, but there seems to be like 4 or 5 red direct damage removal spells as well, so perhaps I am right there, who knows. Gearsmith Prodigy, which is from 0 as long as you control artifacts, part of the artifact archetype. We've got another removal spell, so that's 3 removal spells in our first 4 commons. Doomed Dissenter, which is basically like a Doomed Traveller to weapon from Amonkhet that makes a 2/2 black zombie. For example, sack this to my Dissenter or Demon of Catastrophes, and I get a 2/2 zombie out of it, and I'm loving life, quite literally. So actually, yeah, I think that Demon and cards like this play very well together. Enchant creature is +2/+2, Knight's Pledge. It's one of the weaker auras from Dominaria set, but that's probably fine depending on how many good flyers there are. A 2/2 Vigilant Bear, yeah, seems solid at common. Power Creep, ladies and gentlemen. Power Creep. Marauder's Axe. Apparently in development they were scared that the short sword or long sword, the 1 mana +1/+1 for 1 mana that you had in Dominaria was too good, because people were attaching it to like 1 mana 1/1 flyers and getting 2/2 flyers that just beat their opponent to death with. So this was the answer. 2 mana equips for 2/2/0. Marauder's Axe. Probably a card they can print in multiple sets in the future because it's not very flavorfully attached to any plane, for example. And here's the aforementioned 1/1. Oh, it's a 1/2 flyer. It's actually you get a 2/3 out of it. Kind of, well, not a Delver, backwards Delver. So Rustwing Falcon. I don't know if a 1 mana 1/2 flyer as Power Creep again, because obviously it's better than Santo Hawk. But I don't know if that's really playable on its own. Depends how good these sort of cards end up being. I mean, equipping this to this, you've got yourself an actual Delver at that point. Build your own Delvers, that might actually be doable. Totally Lost with some sweet art of older. What's his name? Flip. Don't judge me. I cannot pronounce that. Declare Dominance is our first uncommon. Target creature gets +3 until end of turn. All creatures able to block it this turn do so. So it's an elaborate lure with a wicked looking Kong on the cover. Gartun, Mr. Valey, Silverback. If you think yourself a chief, then prove your might. Yeah, the gorilla's talking magic. Magic's great. They've got Mirror Image. You may have Mirror Image every battlefield as a copy of any creature you control. So it's basically a 3 mana like Phantasmal Image style effect. Well, it's a clone per se, but a lower costed clone I always think of as Phantasmal Images. There's no real downside other than that. I can only copy your stuff. I think it's playable if you have enough highly powerful like blue and white creatures, probably in the Flyers deck. But you don't want too many of these because then you just end up with a load of them in the hand or not enough things to copy. We've got Diamond Mare, the colourless one of the horse cycle. I'm brewing around this for the channel. It's basically Dragon's Tooth, if you're familiar with the card. It's 2 mana artifact that gives you +1 life for every red spell played, but it's a 1/3 that can be any colour. I think this might see Fringe play in other formats as well. Oh baby, look at that first rare. So this is the only flip card in the set. This is Mythic Nicobolas, the Ravager. It's Ravager, I don't know, I'm pronouncing it in a weird way, I'm not French. It's a flying 4/4 for 4 mana, which is a solid rate. When it enters the battlefield, each opponent discards a card, which is, again, completely solid for a 4/4 flyer to happen. That would be good enough to be playable in a limited and potentially constructed depending on the format and things, but it's definitely good enough for limited. But it has the ability of 7 mana, exile it to the battlefield, transform it under control, activate this ability anytime you can cast a sorcery, and boom, Nicobolas the Arisen. So he is a 7 mana planeswalker that takes up to 9 to draw 2 cards. He has Nicol Bolas the Arisen, deals 10 damage to target creature or planeswalkers, is -3. His -4 is put target creature or planeswalker from a grave on the battlefield under your control, which is obscene. And his -12 is exile all but the bottom card of target player's library, so basically wins you the game at that point. Yeah, both sides are very, very good. And cool enough, that's a cool Swords token as well. I like that. I actually love Magali, how do you pronounce it? Magali Villeneuve? I get all the card names right, can't get the artist names right. She did Monastery Mentor and stuff, I think, and second Thalia, Heretic Cathar. Anyway, it's cool that they're giving these tokens away in the same pack. I don't know if that's just by chance or that's a thing they do now. The same way that partner cards always came together in Battle Bond, because it used to be originally if you had like a mythic and you had a mythic equivalent token that was of a mythic rarity, for example, Voice of Resurgence and Dragon's Maze, the token would then demand some sort of price simply because you couldn't get hold of it very easily. So yeah, that's really cool. I'm pretty hyped that is my rare. Well, I've now got I've got this and Enabler in this pack and Nicol Bolas the Ravager. Now this little guide over here does suggest that pre-release decks are 2-color. That's the funny thing. So imagine I was a new player and I was opening this ridiculous mythic and I'm like, yeah, buddy, and then they're like, oh no, you should only play 2 colours. The thing is, if you're new and you're trying to watch this video to get an understanding of what pre-release is a bit more about Magic, you should really play a 2-colour deck. You can do what's called splashing. I'm sorry for my long-term fans who already know about this sort of stuff, but yeah, splashing is where you play just a third or sometimes fourth, sometimes second if you're primarily in 1 colour, like off colour. So you play like 1 card with a bit of blue in it, or 1 card with a bit of green in it. You don't tend to splash cards like this, because if you're in predominantly red-black and you try to splash this, double green, you're not going to cast it. But I think Nicol Bolas is worth splashing for because his stats, his rate, as it were, the mana cost you pay for the abilities and the stats is very good. And if you flip him, you're probably going to win the game. Yeah, Nicky B. Nicky B. Right. That was a sweet pull, as the kids call it. A pull. I really like the term pull. Something I haven't really talked about on the channel. Cracking packs, fine. I like that closing of cracking packs and stuff. But I'm not a big fan of the word pull. Oh, I need to pull a specific rare. It just sounds, I don't know, like something from Yu-Gi-Oh! I don't know why. Okay, we've got 2 mana, 1/3 that makes a green mana, a mana dork. We've got Skull of the Stars, which draws you a card if you've got an artifact. Put the artifact again. We've got the Origin reprint of Bogart Brute, which is a 3/2 with Menace. This is very good for an aggressive creature. 3/2 for 3 that can only block with 2 creatures or more. Child of the Night, an old school bit player in limited. 2/1 life thinker for 2. Lockstar Linebreaker is a 3/2 for 3. If you see there, this red creature is almost directly better. I mean, it's a Goblin Warrior and it's an Elephant Soldier. The creature types might matter, but I don't think in this limit it does. I mean, actually, there's a Goblin Lord, so actually that makes that functionally better as well. But you see what I mean about this card being quite good for its rate. It's 3 mana 3/2 with Menace. This is 3 mana 3/2 with no Menace. So, yeah, this card trumps the... Get it? Trumps because they trump it? I should stop talking now. Plummet, good sideboard card for killing flying things. A flash 3/2 for 3. So maybe there might be a whole cycle of these 3/2s. I haven't really noticed. This is 4 mana, but there's a flash one in black, and black having flash is quite weird. I don't think it's primarily colored by an old school card here in Lava Axe, which is basically what all my friends who play kitchen table Magic used to love firing at each other's faces. They loved hitting each other with Lava Axes. The Root Snare is basically a 4 all combat damage that would be dealt this turn. Explosive Apparatus is basically removal in any colour, so it gives you it's got a higher, again the rate is bad because you have to pay 4 mana to do 2 damage compared to like Shock that does 2 damage directly. But the thing is, any target, you invest some of that mana initially and some of it later. It's an onboard sort of rattlesnake card in the sense that it can deter people from doing things like equipping equipment and stuff. And also it's colourless, so you can play it in any deck, so I'd probably end up playing that. Lightning Strike is basically the best red removal spell. 3 damage for 2 mana is very good. Destroy target land creatures without flying, can't block this turn. Don't play this in your deck unless you've got a super aggressive deck where you need to get through. Otherwise, that card is just terrible. Rise from the Grave. Oh, the new Rise from the Grave art. It's not as good. It's got Lily in it. The old art was like a dragon being risen, not the stupid like bugbear thing. Yeah, return a creature from any graveyard. Importantly, from any graveyard. So the opponent's graveyard as well. So you can return their Nicol Bolas, for example. And it's a zombie addition to the type. The zombies are important. Elvish Clancaller. Oh, I got a. Oh, okay. The fixing in this set is in the back slot, it seems. And a cool goblin art there. Okay, I got an Elvish Clancaller. Other elves you can target +1/+1/+1. And for 6 mana tap it, you can switch over for an Elvish Clancaller and put it into the battlefield. So this is a constructor card, I believe. I mean, it's good if you've got a lot of elves anyway in limited, it's fine. This is pretty good because it's in Nicol Bolas's colours as well, so that's pretty sweet. Put my rares over there. I'll do a rare recount at the end so you guys can have an idea of what you think should sway me and where. So far I've got 1 Lightning Strike and 1 Shock as well, so I do feel like I am swaying towards red for the removal. Next pack. So my channel is normally much more hyper-edited than this, so if you're watching this for the first time, you're going to be shocked and surprised by some of my other content, because I don't know, I guess I'm just a bit odd. Salvage Secrets. When Salvage Secrets enter the battlefield, return target instant source card from your graveyard to your hand. It's basically Archaeomancer. 5 mana, wow. Merfolk Wizard. So it's just a 5 mana Archaeomancer, isn't it? It's, well, if you're good instant source like good removal and good card draw, then sure, card's fine, not exciting. Fire Elemental is just a 5/4 body for 5, it's perfectly acceptable. Whenever you gain a life, each opponent loses 1 life. Epicure of Blood, so it's another combo piece with Sanguine Bonds or Exquisite Blood in EDH, because it goes infinite with one of them. You got this Crown Stag thing that's in tap. So creatures that attack and have evasions of flies and tramples are great and limited. They're also ones that tap down their biggest dudes. The biggest dude can't block one of your other guys. Are also incredible. So the Hammerhead dude, for example, in Ixalan, and this guy. I like tappers. They're really good. I also have a bit of a tendency to play white. Internal creature gets +1/+1 and trample, and you can return it to your hand, graveyard to your hands. So it's like a weird throwback to Rancor in some ways. I don't know if that's good or not. I mean, it's okay. I mean, it's recurable enchantments. Yeah, of course it is. Mordelvan Cloak in Ravnica was very good. So I think that card's like quite a good enchantment. Enchantments tend to be quite bad, again, to teach some newer players, because if you stick this on a creature and they kill the creature response, or while it's on there, you lose 2 cards, both the enchantment and the creature, to the removal spell. They get a 2 for 1, so it puts them up in resources. But a card like this that can come back from the graveyard is actually pretty good. Even Wind Mage Flying, whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, even Wind Mage gets +1/+1 until end of turn. It's got some sort of funky, backward prowess. I say backward, slow, awkward, clunky prowess. I mean, it's a 2/2 flyer for 3 that gets bigger. Legit. 2 mana 3/1s are fine if you're getting real aggro in limited and sealed, where you're opening packs like this instead of draft. These cards probably won't cut it. Crash Through. Trample and draw a card. It cantrips, so it's not terrible, but it's not like good either. Bristling Boar can't be blocked by more than 1. Actually, to be fair, if you're in red-green, for example, you have a lot of big dudes and they're just chumping, you might be able to get like a lethal attack at some point with this. Oh no, it's sorcery. Oh, I thought it was instant. Bogger. Bristling Boar, it can't be blocked by more than 1 creature. It's a 4/3. Okay, good. So you don't get double blocked down, I guess. It's fine. Lifelinking 1/3 for 2. It's basically the reverse of Child of Night, but it wins the fight. It wins the fight. Oh, right. Our first uncommon. I'm into this. I dig this. 2/3 Vigilant for 3. When it enters the battlefield, look at the top 4 cards of your library, you may reveal a creature card with power 2 or less from among them and put it into your hand. Now, I don't think this is that good and limited unless you've got a lot of weenies, because you could probably just whiff a lot. Importantly, interestingly, they can fetch themselves. There was a discussion in R&D apparently as well, whether it should be a 3/3 or a 2/3. But a bugler, calling another bugler down the street to call another bugler down the street seems like some cool flavour win there. I really like this card for potentially for Constructed. I think it could have a place in some D&T, maybe modern D&T, could be quite fun with this. But it's weird. I love the effect. It's not quite an enlistment officer, which is the old school legacy one that's played Soldier Stomper that gets all the soldiers of your library. But importantly, it doesn't have to be a soldier, so you can get like Blade Splice, for example, in Constructed. It's okay in limited. A 2/3 for 3 isn't a bad rate anyway, especially with the Vigilance. So it's already passing the vanilla test. Vanilla being do these stats add up? I mean, a 3/3 is vanilla, but 2/3 for 3 with Vigilance is probably better. Vinemare. Okay, this guy is a bit of a house. He's a 4 mana 5/3 with hexproof and he can't be blocked by black creatures. So imagine if you stick like an enchantment on this, like this for example. It's 6 mana and they can't kill it because it's got hexproof. Yeah, I think people are going to die to this a lot in limited. Dragon Egg, old school 0/2 defender that dies makes a little dragon whelp. Yeah, this is pretty good. Sack this to get a demon, for example, which I'll probably end up doing. Make a little dragon whelp in the process. Seems strong. Oh, so long-time followers of the channel. Oh, more lands in Nick Bolas's colours. I am excitement. That's an old school Elf Warrior token. I think it's from Lorwyn block that art. So Banefire is a card that I play a lot on this channel, and it's very, very good and limited as well. It just kills people, so I will probably be playing that as well. If I can double it for the win. If I get to kill John with it, because John was one of the people who helped me brew my Red Tron originally, so that's kind of exciting. I'm all for that. I'm all for shooting John with a Banefire to show him who owns the means, who runs the city. Rock and roll. Okay, Tormenting Voice. It's a weird. Red doesn't get a coloured card draw like blue does or even black does. or even green for that matter. White and red get shafted a little bit. Red gets this thing where you can discard cards and then draw cards. This is like filtering as opposed to actual card advantage. Infectious Horror is a 2/2 for 4 that does ping them when it attacks. I think this is... Oh no, it's Grixis. I thought it was really old from like a Dominaria set, but it's a Grixis card from Shards of Alara. Pegasus Corsair, when it attacks, another target attacking creature gains flying to end of turn. This card will win you games. It's a 1/3 for 3 with flying, so its stats don't quite match up. The rate isn't quite good there, but this ability of flying over one of your 4/4 green dudes or something is pretty obnoxious, and we'll just get you there in the blue-white flyer deck or the white-green creature deck. Rocks Oracle, I've seen this before. What, 4/2 for 5, when it's battle draws a card, that's perfectly fine if exciting. A 3/2 for 4 with flying, Snapping Drake is always good. Target creature gets +3/+0 and gains first strike into end of turn. Combat tricks are good if you haven't got much removal, but on the whole, this card is quite meh as far as I understand it. I'm no expert when it comes to limited, but I wouldn't necessarily put that in my pile of playables to convince me to play red. Cancel. Now, one cancel limit is fine. You don't really want multiples. They're a bit clunky to like fill up your hand and not progress your board state with. But if you get to cancel a bomb or a removal spell on your bomb, you're loving life. Top player loses 3 life and you gain 3 life is pretty bad. I wouldn't play that unless you've got a hyper-aggressive red-black deck. Goblin Instigator. It is about for me to 1/1 red token. I've got more token generation to sack to my demons, so that's pretty solid as well. I would definitely be playing that if I end up in red-black, which I think I'm going to be with a splash of blue. Thorn-Eyed Wolves are 4/5 for 5, perfectly acceptable. Basically, in these circumstances where the back end is bigger than the front end or vice versa, having a bigger back end tends to be better. Having a lower back end means that, like, for example, a 5/4 for 5 could trade with a 4/4 for 4, so you're losing your bigger, more costly mana investment to a smaller thing, so it's not so good. Exclusion Mage. When it ends the battlefield, return target creature and opponent controls to its owner's hand. 3 mana 2/2. It's basically this set's Mana War, Reflector Mage, Gozo, or whatever the hell it was called. I love this sort of effect. It's a tempo effect. If you can monopolize by attacking while doing this and messing their board up, you're going to win. At the beginning of the combat in your turn, if you control 3 or more creatures, Linden Gavang gets +1 into end of turn, you gain 1 life. Ah, okay, so it's a 1 mana 1/1 becomes a 1 mana 2/2 and gains you life incrementally. Doesn't seem that good, but it's not terrible. Oh, whenever you deal combat damage to a player, draw a card. I don't know how good this actually is, because once you've played it and tried to equip it and they kill the dude in response to you, you get blown out a little bit and the mana investment's high. But I think the recurable card advantage is more than worth it. Yeah, I'd play this. This is a pretty solid uncommon. Metamorphic Alteration. Enchant creature, as Metamorphic Alteration enters the battle for each creature, enchanted creature is a copy of a chosen creature. I've got another clone effect. A 2 mana clone effect for that matter. Oh, cool. Dragon for the dragon egg. Oh no, it's not for the dragon egg, that's for Sarkhan or something? Oh, the dragon that when it attacks makes dragons. I don't know if I play this. It doesn't seem good enough, unless all my creatures are really solid, but it's cool that I got another on-colour rare, as it were. As I'm basically going to force Nicol Bolas because it's Nicol Bolas. Right, Nicol Bolas. My name should be Bolas. Is the comment section going to crucify me now for calling it Bolas? I'm sorry, kids. I'm sorry. Find your magic community here at PleasantKenobi on YouTube. Skeleton Archer. When it enters the battlefield, it deals 1 damage to any target. Oh wow, 4 mana 3 that pings one thing. They love creatures coming in and pinging now. Jeez. Almost let out a swear there. Wizards wouldn't like that. Skeleton Archer. Angel of the Dawn. 3/3 5 mana flyer. As a battlefield creature control it +1/+1 gain vigilance turn to turn. It's these sort of buffs bug me a little bit because they, especially when they add indestructible like someone in Dominaria do, like the Song of Prerelease, for example. They just cause you to just get to flunge and make no combat maths and make no choices. Not so much with this one, because it's not a very big buff with the Vigilance. Some of the creatures will probably die in combat still. But yeah, that seems perfectly fine in the Blue-White Flyers deck, for example. Oakenform is okay at best and bad. The floor in this card, as it were, when we take the floor, we say worst case scenario, and the ceiling is best case scenario. The ceiling on this is pretty good because you can just suit up a big evasive threat and just slam in and kill someone. Like that green mare, for example, the horse game. No, the blue mare, sorry. Whichever one has hexproof, that's protection from black. The green one. However, the ceiling is very, very low. It can just go on a creature and die immediately. You've dumped 3 mana and a card into it. Maker's a solid bit player. A 1/3 that scries you into your bombs and your removal. That's what you want because in limited, all you need is bombs and removal. Deal 4 damage to target creature for 4 mana instant. Oh, now this is the kind of removal that you live for. The more red and black removal we get, the better our deck's going to be. This is a 1/1 flyer for 3 that draws a card. That's a perfect bit player again because it blocks, filters you for the deck. Again, drawing to your bombs, drawing to your nickel boss and playing it will win you the game. Rustling Valkyrie, unimpressive. Anticipate's got another reprint, so Anticipate's going to be limited in standard for longer. I love Anticipate. This is not my favourite art. It's quite nice with foil when you see this. This weird like coral covered merfolk playing with these bubbles of anticipation. I often bubble with anticipation when I'm opening packs. It gets me very excited. Each opponent loses 1 life, new game 1 life. Wow, okay, and a board store. It's only 1 mana as well for 0/3. It's probably better than it looks on face value because in a board store you're just going to ping them over and over and over. A 3 mana defender that can lose defender. How exciting. This is okay. I wouldn't want to play it, but because it's colourless, you can fill in your slots. So if you're trying to get to the 18 creature critical mass and you can't get there, this can be one of those creatures. Okay, 6 mana, 4/4 flying haste. I'll play this. Rates are good. 3/1 for 2, can't be countered, can't be blocked by blue creatures, and it has fire breathing. If an expensive fire breathing. Fire breathing is where you pay mana into up the front end to breathe fire through its mouth. Is this good? It's a 3/1. As we've seen, there's random creatures just ping stuff on when they're in the battlefield in this format. It'd be pretty rubbish to play this and then get shot dead by a skeleton archer. No one wants to die with a skeleton archer. That's embarrassing. Death Baron. This is like a $20 card at one point. I don't know what the price is like at the moment. Skeletons you control and other zombies you control get +1/+1 of Death Touch. Oh, chunky skeleton archers, eh? Yeah, I dig it. I can dig it. I like it. Oh, my first foil Goblin Motivator. 1/1 for 1 Goblin Warrior. Target creature gains haste until end of turn. This might be a bit playing the Goblin Standard deck, to be honest, if there's actually a good Goblin Standard deck. Yeah, that's pretty good. I like that. Let's put that over there. Let's put that over there. So far, I think I like my pre-release pool. I've got a lot of red removal. And by a lot, I mean about 4 or 5 pieces. A big Bomby Grixis coloured creature. Some Bomby red and black cards like the Dragon I just opened, the Volcanic Dragon, like the Banefire. So a lot of cards that off the top deck will just like get us there, because in Limited you often come down to the top decks. Abnormal Endurance. When this creature dies, you turn to the battle for attack under its owner's control. I love these kind of cards because not so much in Limited. It's a cool combat trick. You can buff up your guy, allow it to trade and kill another dude, then come back, so you're not actually down a card. You spent this card, but you still got the guy back. If you have guys that like when they die they make a token, like the egg for example, the dragon's egg, or that doomed traveller thingamabob, or doomed ascender, whatever the hell he's called, the guy who leaves behind a zombie, you get like 2 more bodies back, and then your guy can still die to make another body. So you start to get real value out of death triggers, as it were. So actually, I think this card's pretty good in this environment where there's quite a few of those cards knocking about. Gain 3 life, draw a card. Unless you are getting absolutely wrecked by a very aggressive deck, this card will probably never see play in your deck because it's terrible. Giant Spider. My man Ristic Studies, Magic Man Sam, has just done a video on Giant Spider. I haven't watched it yet. I'm not really a big fan of spiders. It's got spider imagery. I might find it hard to watch, but everyone should watch that because Magic Man Sam is the man. Essence Scatter. When your opponents are playing like you are 16 to 18 creatures, maybe even more, Essence Scatter actually is very good. It's probably better than Negate the majority of the time, so I'd probably play this. Probably play this with a cancel for that matter. This is a 2/2 for 3 that when I sacrifice it I gain 2 red mana. So this can actually ramp us the turn after we played it. Turn 3 we play this, turn 4 we make a land drop, and then we crack this for 2 more mana plus the 4. We can play a 6 drop. It can also ramp us towards actually flipping Nicol Bolas as well. Destroy target creature, you gain 3 life. Well, for 5 mana that sounds absolutely beautiful. I will happily play a 5 mana destroy target creature unconditional. You don't want too many of them because the mana cost becomes clunky, especially at sorcery speed. If this was instant it would be nuts. But you definitely want at least 1 unconditional kill spell in your deck, and that's the one I'll play. So this is the green version of the Bugler. There's like a cycle. Top 5 cards of your library at the battlefield. You may put a land card from among them on the battlefield tap. Put the rest in the bottom of your library in any order. Put a land card, not basic land by the way. So this is actually pretty solid. It's a 1/1 though. That's the problem. The effect is great. Mana cost is relatively low. Oh, it's a 1/1. It's an elf though. If you want elves, you've got yourself an elf. Trusty Pack Beast. When Trusty Pack Beast is the battlefield, so like artifact from your graveyard to your hand. Synergizes with that bomb that I was talking about earlier, that is like off-colour removal. So actually if you're in those colours and you're struggling to get removal, which you might be, because I haven't seen that much removal in my white in this pool, for example, this gets you there. Up to 2 target creatures can't be blocked this turn. Unexciting, wouldn't play it. Plague Mare. Now here's another good horse. This dude is like a mini Chain Whirler. It doesn't ping their face, doesn't kill walkers, hence why Chain Whirlers are rare. And also Chain Whirlers first strike. But white creatures can't block it, and it kills all the 1/1s in the format. This, for example, the red horse gets killed by this. Yeah, this is legit. This is legit. John wants to play this in his Legacy deck in Food Chain as a alternative to Marsh Casualties that can be then Food Chain into other bigger creatures. Legacy just got shot with a massive ban yesterday. If you haven't seen, I've got a video that went up today about that. You should definitely watch that and learn about how Legacy is going to become a very different place. As long as you control an artifact, it gets +2/+0 and flying. 4 mana, 4/4 flyer. That's pretty solid. This is going to be an absolute beast in the artifact deck and terrible everywhere else. This guy might see some play in like older formats because it's a 1 mana 1/1 that like fills the yard. Both coming in and dying. Top 3 cards, that's 6 cards. So for Delve, that's pretty good. For Dredge, that could be good. The art is incredible. It's Stitcher Supplier, so this is like someone who's finding body parts to... Well, they're a zombie themselves. They're finding body parts to give to like a necromancer to make more zombies. So the flavour is lovely. Wow. It's bad for just 5 damage target opponent unless the player sacrifices a creature. Wow, 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 wow. 5 mana, flying 5/5. I would play that in a heartbeat. And it also shoots them in the face or makes them sack a dude. That is... Ooh, go back to that in a second. That is solid to open for our pool. We've got another dual land, but not the one we wanted. Not in the colours. Something may stop. There's probably that legendary blue dude. 3/3 menacing, a red-black guy. Whenever it attacks, you may sacrifice another creature. If you do, Wall Washer gets +2/+2 until end of turn. This seems pretty solid in our deck. We're going to have to do that when they die. They do special things. Now, if we had like a treachery effect, we can steal one of their guys. That'd be great, but we don't. We don't have that because that'd be good in our sacrifice red-black deck. So I'm going to fan out the rares, and that will basically build the deck itself. I might fan out the removal as well. I don't think we played Death Baron, but I'll have to have a look at how many zombies we've got. So snap those cards on the playmat. Snap those cards on the playmat. So that's 6 rares, 7 rares. Yeah, that's all of it. And then in terms of removal, let's have a quick look through. Might fast forward this bit, might not. Might just ramble like an absolute crazy mother. A crazy mother. The craziest of mothers. I mean, he's quite bomby. Like, I'll probably play him as well. Put him underneath this dragon over here. Like, how many 5 and 6 mana dragons can you play? The answer is all of them. Electrify. So we're probably going to play that. Let's give it this go. We're going to play that. Might play this because we've got so many good dragons. We're definitely going to play this. We're definitely base red. We've got, like I said, we've got lands to play with Nicol Bolas as well. We can sack a dude to our demon, and then we can rise it from the grave as well. That seems pretty strong. We've got Banefire, we've got Electrify, we've got Lightning Strike, we've got Explosive Apparatus that I might play. We've got... Not playing Lavarax, unfortunately. Maybe I play Lavarax for the meme. Just turn 5 Lavarax, turn 6 Banefire you. Maybe that's the way the cookie crumbles. Definitely playing this Dragon Egg, because that's solid. I'm playing this Instigator because that's solid as well. Yeah, I mean, I think our deck is kind of building itself. Where's that black removal spell that I really liked? The 5 mana one. I'll probably just flash 3/2. That's basically a Doomblade. Like, you can flash it in and just block stuff with it and kill it. I think that's actually really, really good. Like, it might be the best for 3/2s. Not the one that taps stuff, but I think that's 4 mana, if I remember correctly. Plague Mare might get... Oh no, it's a Nightmare Horse. It's not a Zombie Horse. I'm not playing that nonsense. Destroy target creature, gain 3 life. That's the basis of our deck, I think. It's just red-black removal and, like, cool creatures. We splash blue for, like, Nicol Bolas and maybe, like, this. And if we got a Divination... I don't think we've got a Divination, but I'll play a Divination. So yeah, there's the deck. What I would normally do, how I make my decks in Limited, if anyone's wondering, is I would separate the colour and then go through each colour looking at cards that are playable. I'll put them in one pile. That would put me in that colour. And cards that are terrible, and cards that I would play if I was in that colour because of the card that put me in that colour. So for example, in this circumstance, all of these cards would go in the cards that would put me in that colour. This might even be one that's like, this might be the card I'd play because I'm in that colour. I mean, I haven't looked through my whole pool yet. I'm going to do that alongside John tomorrow as we build, so he's not completely blind about what I'm playing, but I see everything he plays. But essentially, that would put me into red. I've got to see how deep the cards are. I can't just let Nicol Bolas completely dictate what I play. But, oh, not the camera excitement. It's Nicol Bolas, guys. The Ravager. It's young Nicky, and then Nicky B becomes old Nicky, the Arisen. The Arisen of the eldest one. Look, he's like, come at me, John. Come at me. I've been PleasantKenobi. This has been the opening of my pre-release pack. We'll have some gameplay on Friday. I hope you enjoyed it. And I'll speak to you all very, very soon. If you haven't subscribed already, click the subscribe button. Click the bell icon. Check out some of my other content. I make a lot of varied, weird stuff over here. I've got some EDH content coming up with some quite prolific creators in the next week or so. I'm very excited for what's happened with the channel and around the channel. Thank you for watching. Thank you for Wizards for giving me some product to open. And I'll see you all very, very soon. Ta-ta for now.